Hello and welcome to Flippin' Through, the internet's #1 Mad Magazine news, review, and interview channel. And today we're flipping through Mad Magazine number 196, released January 1978. Our price, 60 cents, which is indeed cheap. But before we do that, please let me remind you, hit like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment down below. That is the #1 way that you can support this channel and help it to continue to grow. I can't do it without your support, and your support costs nothing. You can do it for free, and it means a whole lot to me. So if you would do that, I sure would appreciate it. You can also, if you want to support me in another way, patreon.com/flippinthrough. Also, you can become a channel member on YouTube. Support me on Patreon. What do you get? You get a sick set of stickers. You get some beautiful buttons, and you might also get a stencil, great for defacing both public and private property. Support me on YouTube, become a channel member there, and you'll get all of these videos before anybody else. I'm recording this on Wednesday. I upload it on Wednesday. You get it right when I upload it. So if that's worth it to you, check that out as well. You also get some emojis for live streams. Anyway, these are the people that support me today. Hutch, Ben Forsgren, Joey Gesso, Reflection on Perfection, Tom Richmond, David Strickler, Megan McInerney, Bobby Weigel, Cam Hayden, Rob Wilson, Rod Mead Sperry, Andrew Goldfarb, Casey Ori, and Little Cozy Nostril. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope I can keep on earning it. Also, Me Too Big over at YouTube. He is the first channel member. Anyway, with all of that, let's get back. Oh, great. I screwed up that, right? I thought I hit titles. Anyway, I thought I toggled. I thought I did it right. I didn't do it right. Where am I? There I am. Whoa! Look at that. You might notice some things that are different. You might notice, one, this camera is new and different. And please give me feedback on how that looks, okay? I want to know. I just got this new camera from my sister, and it's like nice, and I don't know how to use it. I tried using it for that, but then I can't do this. I can't zoom in on stuff if I use this nice new camera. So it would be like a great picture, but it'd be totally stationary. That would be the problem with using this camera there. I don't know. Just give me your thoughts. Also, and look at, I thought this is cool. This is from Mad Magazine number 27, this border. Why not? I don't know. It's about time that I do some things to make this look good. We got to get going. This is a fat stack of humor in a jugular vein. Mad Magazine number 196. Jack Rickard doing the cover. This is the first Star Wars movie. They claim that they zap Star Wars, slap 3 companies, scrap public services, flap modern high schools, and wrap recent bestsellers. Look at this though real quick. I mean, one of the things that's amusing, I think, is like C-3PO. Because, like, I don't know, like, did he have a still image of C-3PO? Maybe, presumably. Like, I don't know. C-3PO looks a little off, and I don't know why. But yeah, otherwise, a pretty iconic cover, if I do say so myself. He just painted, like, a gal. He just painted a babe. That does not look like what's-her-face. Here we have our first in-house ad. They do not get the ad alert. Mad's cheap publisher turns Santa Claus. Look at that. There's William Gaines, $2.01. I don't know what that's for. I refuse to read it. The wit and wisdom. If you were to kick the person responsible for most of your problems, you wouldn't be able to sit down for a week. Anyway, Mad oversees Slow News Day. Oh, Slow News Day. I've heard that there are many foreign editions of Mad and that Mad paperback books are published in many languages. I wonder what they look like. Marty Goldberg, Brookfield, Connecticut. This is the entire letters page. I've never seen such a Spartan letters page. It's ridiculous. But here are some examples. Now, look at, you have Bob Clark, you have Mort Drucker, you have Harry North Esquire, you have Don Martin, and you have, of course, Dave Berg. the coolest part of these foreign editions is that they have like local artists. They have like Australian or German or Portuguese artists doing art in there as well. So that's what you're missing. And the punchline is like, even in other languages it looks like shit, whatever. But the cool thing is those other artists. That's what I enjoy most about the few foreign Mads that I own. It's not Starboars. You would think it's Starboars because I think they did Starboars for every single other one. Let me go over to crackedcoversite.com and check this out. Search Starboars. Right? It had to have been. Yeah, Starboars, The Empire Strikes Out. I'm pretty sure all of them were Starboars after this. So this is Star Wars. I thought it was like a Mandela effect, like Berenstain Bears. But no, they just really whiffed on that first title. Harry North Esquire doing the art for this. Honestly, what a great choice. I know Mort Drucker is like, he's the man, he's the king, of course. But this is cool. This is super cool seeing Harry North Esquire do that. His style, like, I don't know, all of these people seem like just a little sickly. It also seems, I mean, I might be misremembering or not giving him enough credit, but it also seems like it's a lot more detailed than the stuff he normally does. And I've said it many times, it's great to see people who are not top of mind for movie parodies. It's great to see them doing movie parodies. Now, all of that gushing and praising. There is something about Harry North Esquire that, and this is not a good example of it because I think this looks awesome. I feel like Harry North Esquire might be cracked tier artist. All right, I think he's kind of a cracked tier artist. I think Duck Edwing also, for that matter, is a cracked tier artist. So please, you let me know in the comments if I'm totally off base with that. I don't think I am. I don't know if I'll die on that hill, but that's it's just how I feel. But he did such a good job on this, capturing all of the costumes and the spaceships. Like, it's really neat. I think this is fantastic. Here we have Don Martin Department, Part 1, early one morning in South America. Do you have any last words? Yes. Fire. He has like 4 shots right in his butt. Poor dude. Here we have Mad's realistic board games department, number 1 in a series. This is actually very interesting. I kind of want to look this up on Cracked Cover Site. Did they actually return to this? Okay, I looked it up on crackedcoversite.com. I don't know that they ever revisited this series. Realistic board game, Hospital. Realistic board game, Hospital, 196. Frank Jacobs, 190. That's the only mention of realistic board game. Yeah, unfortunately, this is not something that they returned to. Bob Clark doing beautiful artwork, along with Frank Jacobs' wonderful writing. Object of the game is to get out of hospital quicker than anybody else. This can be done by reaching home or by being forced out of game because of medical bungling or incompetence or both. Players with the lowest tolerance for suffering goes first. If all players suffer equally, then player with most self-destructive habits goes first. Each player spins pointer on spinner. Here spins pointer on spinner, and then then that's it. All right, so here you go. I'm going to try to go through all of these very quickly, so I'm not going to do a lot of commentary. Drink in these illustrations by Bobby Clark. Admissions. Lose 2 turns while they check the medical policy and bank balance. You can't remember your Blue Cross number. Go back to start. You sit in a corridor 2 hours waiting for bed space. Advance 2 spaces as this is normal. And then you move over to semi-private room. But let's just read them all. Patient in next bed screams in agony. Ring for nurse. Patient in bed turns strange color. Ring again for nurse. Patient in next bed, gasps and dies, which brings nurse. Pick a nurse card. And here's some nurse cards. It's a hairy male nurse. She's kind and lovely. And then she's tough and ugly. Let's keep plugging along. First hospital meal, lose 1 turn, followed by what you've eaten. You're awakened at 3 a.m. and given a sleeping pill. Drag yourself to x-ray. Hospital finds you failed to pay last Blue Cross premium. You are out of game. They x-ray your head. Despite your suffering from stomach pains, advance 3 spaces, as this is normal. You wait 4 hours for a nurse to remove cold bedpan, lose 2 turns, and 1 key bodily function. Your doctor arrives. Pick a diagnosis card. The diagnosis cards are beautiful. You receive your first doctor bill, making you feverish and delirious, which brings back doctor who takes advantage of your condition to get you to sign a pledge not to sue for malpractice. Specialist. He and the doctor confirm agreeing on fee-splitting medication. Agree on fee-splitting medication, and that a 9-iron is a useful club for the 15th hole at Pine Acres. As you're wheeled to the operating room, people in corridor remove their hats. Go back to start. Before operating, specialist asks you, what seems to be the problem? Advance 2 spaces, as this is normal. Anesthetist had blurred vision and shaky hands. Lose 1 turn and hopefully consciousness. You wake up back in semi-private room. Pick a visitor card. Oh, here, sorry. You guys can hit pause and read those. Specialist asks, if you possibly left a rubber glove in your stomach, go back to operating room. You throw up hospital food again and now suffer from acute malnutrition. Go back to admissions. Visitor lights up cigarette while you are in oxygen tent. You are out of game. Congratulations, you've been released and you've made it home. Recuperate for 6 weeks and then play our other popular board game, Relapse. So there you have it. This is fun. It's a bummer that this wasn't revisited. That would have been great. That would have been great. What if I just do realistic board games, singular? Nope. What a bummer. Here we have the mad diplomacy in everyday life situations. This is okay. Stan Hart and Paul Coker Jr. I'm leaving home and I'm going to live with Freddie over my dead body. My daughter, a tramp. This is the right way of doing it. Starting tomorrow, you won't have to worry about my room being messy, or my using the phone when you want to, or my eating you out of house and home. Hooray! You mean you're reforming? No, I'm moving in with Freddie. Great. Let someone else take care of you and pick up after you all the time. Anyway, it's just it's kind of snarky humor, which I don't know that I always like, is the snarky humor. But that's just me. If any of you have ever been dumb enough to write a fan letter to a celebrity, you know the standard procedure. After a couple months, if you're lucky, you might receive an answer, which is usually a form letter, something like this. From the desk of Lee Marvin. Dear Eugene, it was great hearing from you. I didn't know I had so many fans in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. No matter how much fan mail I get, I always try to answer each and every one because I figured that the people out there are what's really important. When you're in the Hollywood area, why don't you drop by and say hi? And if I'm not too busy, I'll say hi right back. Believe me, if it weren't for fans like you, I wouldn't be where I am today. So thanks for your loyal support, Eugene. Yours truly, Lee Marvin. Now, this is if they actually answered their mail. I thought that I know all of these people, except maybe Rex Reed. I don't know Rex Reed. But these are the 2 that I wanted to highlight. Ralph Nader and Don Rickles. Ralph Nader, consumer advocate and boring dork. Right? I think that's Ralph Nader's title. Consumer advocate and boring dork. Maurice, whatever, who cares? Dear Maurice, thank you for your fan letter, but I'm returning it because A, The paper does not fit the standards and specifications necessary to pass the stationary thickness code. B. It falls under the classification of junk mail, concerning which I presently have 3 bills pending before the Congress of the U.S. C. It is unsafe. While opening it, I got a severe paper cut. D. The gum seal on the envelope that you licked may have contained traces of a cancer-causing chemical, vinyl tetrachloride hydroxide, an ingredient that is currently being investigated by the Consumer Product Safety Commission. We will send you the results of their tests as soon as we receive them. If you are still alive, please feel free to write to me again, but on different stationery. Sincerely yours, Ralph Nader. Wow, didn't I do a good job reading that? See, that is what Ralph Nader would write. He would do something like that. From the desk of Don Rickles. Dear Hockey, who do you think you are, Edgar Allan Poe? Well, you're not. You're right. You write more like Baby Huey. In fact, you probably look like him. You know what, Huey? I tore up your letter. That's right, fishhead. I tore it up. I mean, where does it say putts from Panhandle rates to big-time star? So do me a favor, sit on a rocket and do twirls. But I kid you, we're all Americans. You're a farmer from Oklahoma, and I'm a comedian from the streets of New York. And I say from the bottom of my heart, we don't like you. In conclusion, what can I say except I'm really a nice guy. God bless you. Respectfully yours, Don Rickles. P.S. I don't ever want to hear from you again. Understand? Tell me, right in the comments, how that Don Rickles impression was. That was right off the top of my head, okay? So be kind, but be fair, all right? That's what I'm going to ask. Be kind, but be fair. Also, I like this frame. I think this frame is cool. I don't know how it looks, so make sure you let me know how this looks, I guess. That's all I'm saying. Let me know how it looks. Okay, we got to talk about this. I was reading this, and I do read the lighter side of guys. So, okay, so this is what the hell, Don Martin? Not Don Martin, Dave Berg. Oh man, what the hell, Dave Berg? This is crazy because this is like, I don't know, an 8-year-old. And then this is what his mother's dressed like. But that's not, her dress is not what's being addressed in this. This is nothing to do with her outfits. It's not the lighter side of hoochie mothers. I was going to say hoochie mama mamas, but this is not it. It's water. Your hair is all wet. You deliberately disobeyed me and you went in swimming. No, I didn't. I was standing near the swimming pool when I slipped and fell in. Oh yeah? So how come your clothes are all dry? I had taken them off. I sort of had a feeling I was going to be klutzy. Why is his mom dressed like this? Is that what moms dressed like back then? In Star Wars days? Is that what they dressed like in 1978? No, surely not. Surely not. Late one afternoon in South Dakota. Danger, falling rock. Wham, 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 wham. Danger, falling heads. Great. I like that. That's a fun one. In case anybody asked. If public services were run like private enterprises, this is pretty good. Jack Rickard does some awesome artwork. Frank Jacobs does great writing. This maybe his high point, I think, is this issue. No, this era, I guess. I don't know. You know what's weird though is they start with garbage, but the last place I lived, it was a private enterprise. Like you called and signed a contract with a garbage company. So like everybody on our block could have different garbage people. I can't really get into it, but they go through everything: garbage, fire, police, and it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. But I gotta skip it because I have stuff like this. Paul Peter Porges, man. Like, you guys understand. This is what you want to see. This is what you came for. Delay on the 8:36 a.m. People Mover. Oh, these are mishaps of the future. Sorry. Delay on the 8:36 People Mover. I think it's a man at work sewing it back together. Here's a laser beam leak. Space lasers. Outer space waste disposal fallout. Disgusting. Know who else would have been good? This predates him, obviously, but this would also be a good one, I feel like, for Tom Bunk. Invasion of isolated space fueling station by outlaw monogyro gang. Oh, those monogyro dudes. I love that they still, dress like regular bikers. Wildcat strike by central computer data terminals. Zilch, zero, nix. No way, off, drop dead, tilt off, out, bust, nil. I don't really understand. Oh, they're going on strike. That's what it means. Graffiti vandalism of interhabitat rapid monorail. Monorail, monorail, monorail. Mismatch of replacement strips to out-of-style original artificial lawn turf. Structural flaw in Moon Sports Complex geodesic dome. But why is some of this popping out of there? Technical breakdown of people recycling plant. And finally, recall of all medium-priced gyro cars by manufacturer. That would be a disaster. But at least you could still have your mono gyro. But then you got to worry about the gangs. Mad's literary agent of the year, Harry North Esquire, getting a lot of page time on this one. And who's going to complain about it? Nobody. Not me, that's for sure. This is one of those things that they do every once in a while around this time. They're great. They're super wordy. That's the problem. It's like, but anyway, they'll do like the tax agent of the year, the real estate agent of the year, the used car salesman of the year, the, dentist of the year. And it's these, they're rotating, not rotating. They have a different person interviewing every single time. Unlike Cracked Nanny Dickering that would always do the interviews. But yeah, they're pretty good. Pretty good. And here we have Jack Davis and Lou Silverstone doing a mad look at modern high school. I talk a lot about how a mad look at wasn't started by Sergio Aragones, and this is not what I'm talking about. This is the term a mad look at, but it's very clearly not the same thing as what would become a mad look at. Just to be clear, they use a mad look at for a lot of things, but the pantomime sort of short comic thing that Sergio took over and made his own was very different than this at its inception. Anyway, look at this. Look at this. I hope you were like examining this illustration. I looked in on your class and it was amazing. You could have heard a pin drop. What's your secret? Actually, I have nothing to do with it. The whole class is zonked out on pills. Dig that teacher. It looks like she's having a bad trip. Nah, it's nothing like that. She's just subbing in our English class today. Problem is, colleges don't properly prepare teachers for the complex situations they face in today's classrooms. That's right. They should have taught us karate. Anyway, I don't teach at a high school, so I don't know if this is accurate or not. Have a beer. No, I'm afraid. You too chicken to drink beer? Not that. If I drink beer, I'll have to go to the John. And in this school, that's one place I'm afraid to go. That's one thing that I always thought was weird is like in my high school, I remember a kid who would like get drunk before school. And it's so strange. Like smoke a joint, like I get that. It's like imagine anyway. What did your mother say when you didn't come home all night? She didn't say anything. She was away for the weekend with her boyfriend. Boy, you're lucky. I wish my parents were divorced. And now, here we have inventions we'd like to see by none other than Al Jaffee. For tailgaters with bright headlights on, rear-mounted bright lights. I do kind of wish I had that. And I wish when oncoming traffic was coming, like, here's the problem, is like headlights are so bright now. Aren't they awful? Anyway, I'll shut up. That's a lot. For people who forget galoshes in wet weather, built-in puddle crossers. For monopolized public telephone booths, 3-minute timed ejectors. Which are great. And it keeps going. I'm kind of rushing through this because I'm running out of time. For people who hate having their food tasted, Sample-proof plates. For protection against self-slamming doors, extending third-arm door holders. For chronic umbrella misplacers, personal portabrella scabbards. For underage R and X-rated moviegoers, Huckleberry Finn meets Lolita. Instant aging kits. God, this is funny. Here we have One Evening at Atlantic City. Read that real quick because I'm going to keep going. And unfortunately, I've spent too much time talking and I don't have time for Three's company. What does college education promise to give many of today's students? Bankrupt parents. Bankrupt parents. Poor guys. And finally, scenes we'd like to see. The Frog Prince. You guys, this has been Mad Magazine 196. Please remember, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below. This really does help, and it really means a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching. Toodaloo.